$30 million because they knew Chris McCaffrey. I don't know if he's going to be back. They say 6 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if it was longer.
Yeah. Good call, Big Pun. Look, here's Kittle on CMC, the absence of CMC.
Christian is the offensive MVP for a reason. He was in the MVP voting for a reason. He had 20-plus touchdowns for a reason because he does it all in the pass game, in the run game. It's like, I mean, it's really fun because it's like having Debo and him are just interchangeable. Like, you'll have Christian running routes, and then all of a sudden you put a Mike linebacker on him, and Debo's in the backfield. You have no idea what you're going to get. So it just gives us another dimension. And then, he's voted he didn't do anything. He didn't do OTAs. He didn't do really much of training camp. He still voted a captain. So, like, there's the impact that you guys can see. He has an incredible impact on this team. Just him being around, he boosts everyone's confidence. But, I still think we could have. We won last week. I think we had opportunities to, find a way to win today, and we just didn't. But, it's just there's things that we can't do without Christian.
So the loss of Christian McCaffrey, we know everybody's going to focus on the rushing yards for Jordan Mason, and he's been valiant in that aspect. But the Niners are 4-9 in the red zone so far this season. It's 5 red zone trips where they haven't scored a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey led the league in touchdowns last year, broke a franchise record. So his nose for the goal line is missed. And then what George Kittle's saying, that there's a lot of things we can't do without him. The screen game, the quick shovel passes. McCaffrey's everything. And again, I'm working under the assumption that we're not going to see him this season. That's the assumption I'm under. So how do you replace that? Who do you replace that with?
Okay, and through 2 games, it's not a huge sample. I feel like they've been able to run the ball. The thing that they haven't been able to do is take the big, deep shots via play action. Those aren't open like they were, right? Like when they had it felt like these drives are long drives. Not that they're Jimmy G-esque, but they're certainly not boom, 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 boom. We march down the field in 6-7 plays.
We're grinding for them.
Right? There was a sense of urgency with the other offense when you had CMC in there. And I think that the way teams defended you on the back end was different and it opened things up. Now I feel like people are dropping back and they're manning up in certain areas. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't look the same, even though they're running the ball at a good clip.
They're running the ball, but I think the biggest miss is
play action
third
isn't
down.
there.
Well, the play action's not there. The screen game's not there. Checking it down to the running back is not there. And all the little subtlety. Your playbook opens up so much with Christian McCaffrey. And they're missing him in the red zone. Yeah. They're missing because Jordan Mason is a north-south type of runner. He's not going to have much wiggle. He's going to run right through you. He's got some hurdles, but he's going to run right through you. McCaffrey got so much wiggle that around the 4-yard line, you could do so many different things. Inside the goal line, you run it to Jordan Mason, teams are going to load up and say, okay, we know what's coming here. We know what's coming. He's not a threat in the pass game whatsoever. And so now you're putting yourself in this sticky situation there. The injury is Christian McCaffrey, the Achilles tendonitis. Again, I'm going to say this every single week. If McCaffrey comes back this season and plays, it will be a bonus.
So I think it's easy. I 100% agree with you, right? Anything you get feels like a bonus. But here's where my brain goes. And I think this is an impossible equation for the Niners to. There's no right answer. You try to get him back as soon as possible, and you run the risk of hurting him no matter what, right? But you try to get him back, get anything for him. Let's say he gets hurt. He's out for a year. Is it better? If they think that he's going to get hurt no matter what, right? Is it better to get hurt now, and then maybe he comes back in halfway through next year? Do you wait till December, January, and then he gets hurt December, January? I'm not saying he's automatically getting hurt, but it feels like that, right? He could be ramping himself up, feel really, 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 really good for, 8 weeks, and all of a sudden he comes back and then get hurt. I feel like they're a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. That's kind of where I'm going. It's like I'm not going to crush the Niners if they rush them. I'm not going to crush them if they wait. I think that they're screwed.
Well, yeah.
I hate saying it like that, but I feel like they're screwed.
Well, a conversation that we probably won't have today, but a question in my mind.
What's that?
Since we always like to talk about money and pocket watch, the Niners did give Christian McCaffrey a 2-year, $38 million extension at $19 per. And look, what you're going to do? Not pay Christian McCaffrey? I get it. You pay him. You want to do right by him. But they did give him 2 years and $38 million. And we've got an Achilles tendonitis issue.
Well, the question then becomes, did you know about it before?
Right.
Like that's the number one question to me. You can't necessarily control. The same thing happened with Eric Armstead. You sign Eric Armstead, he hurts his foot, and he underperforms.
Pearsall, you draft Pearsall,
exactly.
And you say, "Oh, we knew about the shoulder. We knew about the shoulder."
But if you knew about Kinlaw, they knew about the knee. Yeah. They knew about the knee before taking Kinlaw, and it ended up, really bothering him. So, did you know or did you not? That's not for today. They don't look as explosive without McCaffrey. It's inarguable, even though Mason's running well.
Somebody on YouTube asked, how many catches? 602. How many passes to the running backs? Well, Juszczyk has had a couple catches last week. He had a couple catches this week, but Jordan Mason so far this season, 2 catches, 9 yards.
Yeah, he's
2 catches, 9 yards.
That's just not a strength of his.
I think they're going to need another running back. There's no
doubt.
Let's go to, you know what? Look who's calling. Look who has the audacity to call. His team got a little way into Nashville, Tennessee. They're on the board after getting killed at Levi Stadium, just destroyed. Yogi has decided to call the morning roast today. How ironic. Yogi, good morning. Where were you last week?
Monte, how you doing, buddy? Happy birthday. I just want to say happy birthday, man. Are you familiar with the Circle of Life at all?
Is this a Lion Kings reference?
Yes. You beat up on me, and then Sammy Darnold, the Jets Hall of Famer, comes in, whooping that ass on your birthday.
Hey, Yogi. So when you get my jersey?
Hey, I was going to ask you, can I get you a Sam Darnold?
No,
one?
No, you're going to get me a Ricky Waters.
That's what you want him next year for your quarterback, though. You want him next year for the quarterback, right?
Number 32, Ricky Waters.
You're already falling off the Brock Purdy bandwagon.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Yogi, why did you call me last week? Why'd you duck the smoke? Why you didn't call me last week? Because now you look.
Yogi, do me a favor. Make this call later on in the week.
No. You sounded look like a call. You sounded look like a clown right now. Why didn't you call me last week?
Because I knew you were going to be on a hiatus. But right now, look how it is. We're even ground now.
No, we're not even.
You're going to be on high and mighty. Now we're even ground.
The Niners beat the Jets by 13 points. We're not at even ground. What are you talking about?
We're both 1-1.
I don't know. Are you going to win the same amount of Super Bowl rings this year as the Jets? I think so. That's called even ground. We both lose this year.
Save that for later in the week. Let's go out to some real callers to talk Niner football.
What a joke. What a clown. What an absolute clown. No, Yogi, don't call back the show, please. I'm done with you.
Sorry, B. I don't need to hear that today.
Richie Rich in Livermore.
What's up, Richie Rich?
Oh, what's good, my guys? Good morning, man. Happy birthday, B. Man, Yogi's a freaking cornball. Don't answer that dude's calls no more.
He's a straight-up loser.
Dude's a straight cornball, dude. I'm with you, B. You guys kind of already touched what I was going to say, but, man, we've got our ass whooped, man, top to bottom, all sides of the ball. What really annoyed me, too, is Bosa. It looks now as if whoever lines up is ready for him, right? If you can withstand the bull rush, then you got time on that side. He ain't doing nothing special, dude. And if you guys noticed yesterday, we talked about this, Shasty. The new defensive coordinator was gonna put him back in coverage. I seen him drop back in coverage over 4 times yesterday, and Darnold was just sitting there like in Christmas, bro, ready to just do whatever he could do. That did not look good. And then Purdy, I know we said he had a hit or miss game. I think he had a bad game. I look at that pass he threw to Kittle on the far side, double coverage that they dropped. That was almost an interception. Yeah. And he does do that in anticipation, right? He throws that ball a little bit early, anticipating that runner's going to be there or that receiver, but he doesn't pull off of it. Like if he's set on throwing that ball, he's going to throw that ball whether there's 2 guys there or 3 guys there, and that's scary, man. He got 300 yards yesterday, but he got that because that fourth quarter, he got a bunch of garbage yards up the middle. Otherwise, he easily only throwing for 2-something, and he could have had 3 picks, fellas. What you guys think?
Well, I think you're kind of spot on here. I didn't think it was a great game by any means. He made a couple of really